Is recording. You are good.
Hey, Gina, can you start?
Yes.
Actually, you know what? Let me start real quick. Just do a quick hi, everybody. And then I'm going to pass it to you and you go.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So welcome, everybody. And like Nicole said earlier, we want to be respectful of your time. So we'll try not to take up too much of your time tonight. But get a pen handy in case somebody says something and you don't have a chance to ask the question right then, and write it down because we want to be sure and get to chat with you guys tonight. But I just wanted to say thanks for getting on this call. We're super excited that you guys are like diving in, and I think all of you have made a first post now, because Nina, I'm pretty sure Nina, you were the last one, I think. Sarah hasn't done it yet, but she's not able to get on, but she is going to be listening to this call. So, and I'm not sure she's quite ready to jump in, but we wanted to, now that all of you guys have kind of put yourselves out there, we wanted to just make sure that you've got the basics of, and to be honest, I'm still kind of getting the basics myself, but we wanted to make sure you just kind of had the basics of just kind of how to do this thing. And so I think most of you guys know pretty much, you've all heard my story, although I'm hoping that it is kind of evolving and changing as I'm taking more and more products and just being on the products longer and longer. But Gina, my sister-in-law who's on the call here, is the one that got me started because she was having fantastic results. And I was like pretty darn skeptical in the beginning. But then once I started the products and they were working for me, then, first step for me was just getting on board with taking more products. And it was a big leap for us financially just to do that. So we had to move things around in the budget to do that. But anyway, my biggest story probably that may resonate with some of you is that I was not really anti social media, but anti quote selling something on social media. And then once I realized that this stuff was working so well for me and I wasn't really selling it per se, I was just telling my story, that helped me to be a little bit more vulnerable and kind of get going. So that's enough about me for now. I'm going to pass it off to Gina, and I'll touch more on what I was talking about in just a little bit, but I want to give Gina and Nicole a chance to talk for a little while. So I'm going to pass it off to Gina and we will go from there.
All right. Thanks, Sarah. So as Sarah said, I'll just tell you a little bit about how I got started. I had the opportunity to meet Nicole in March earlier this year. And from that, just started talking, and we ended up Facebook friends. And I was looking at her Facebook and just kind of seeing that sort of stalking in a non-creepy way, and just seeing, just learning a little bit about what she was about, and I see some of her plexus, and so I thought, well, I'll ask her what it's all about. And so I started talking with her about it, and she did with me, and so I thought, I am like a big proponent of supporting people who have like side businesses or just their regular business, and so I thought, okay, I want to try this and see what it's all about. And so I started with a 7-day challenge, which maybe many of you guys did as well. And literally within the first probably 4 days, I messaged Nicole back and I was like, nobody's talked about on the 7-day challenge, like how to buy this, but I don't want to have like a gap. I don't want to run out and not have any left, because I was already noticing that I was sleeping better. I was already finding that I was drinking less coffee, and not because I don't like coffee, but I just didn't feel like I needed it anymore. I didn't crave it. And same with sugar. And so that was just with the 7-day challenge with the slim drink. And so I pretty much jumped on board right after that. And as I started to learn more and more, I just kept thinking this thing with gut health and talking about how gut health affects all different parts of your immune system and different ailments that people suffer from could stem from the gut. I just kept thinking, like, I know so many people who have like GI issues or migraines or don't sleep well like me, or have like joint pain and all. And I just thought, if I know about this, that I am doing people a disservice by not sharing. And that's really how I got into the sharing. And I've, we'll talk about in a little bit about our whys and why we're doing this. And my why is continuing to evolve. And this has definitely been a like an out of my comfort zone kind of deal to go live on social media and to post stuff about myself and be vulnerable. But it's really given me this great community to do this in. And I hope that you guys, as you continue to dive in and jump in, feel the support and the encouragement and the empowerment from the community, because it really is fantastic. And so we're super excited that you guys are here, and it's just awesome that we're doing this call. And just know, going forward, we're a resource for you, as well as on any of the folks in this team. So I'll turn it over to Nicole real quick to share her story, and then we'll keep going.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'm Nicole. I have been doing these products for 4.5 years. It will be, which is just crazy to me. And I started for genetic reasons. My cholesterol was at 381. I was called a walking heart attack, a ticking time bomb. I had hit my desperation point and was super skeptical. Just like Sarah was mentioning, like, I had no clue how this pink powder was going to mix in this water and somehow it was going to just, help my body inside. I just didn't understand it, but I thought, I'm going to give it a try. And when you start for something like lab results, you have to have that waiting period because you need a baseline versus to see if Plexus is really working for you. So what I was shocked at was I had my blinders on in the beginning, and you guys might feel that same way. Like, you might know that you started for like one reason in particular, but what you might realize along the way, and I challenge you to keep track of this. So write down the things that you are noticing, whether that's is something as simple as like not taking Tums, or you can go out to Mexican food and not have to run to the bathroom, like whatever it is, small or large. Some people are here if weight loss is a part of your journey. Some people are here for that. But I promise you, and I will challenge you, those non-scale victories are absolutely gigantic. So, people thrive on needing more energy. People want to sleep better. People are just sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. So you'll start noticing a lot of things. And I think that when your why is evolving and what brought you here might not be your why in like a month. Like it could just completely change and you start feeling all these positive benefits. Now, the one thing I do love about our team is that we are 100% supportive. I like to call ourselves life cheerleaders, because you'll find that you will not find a more supportive group of people than in this group. And our team is going on close to 800 people, which is crazy, because that is someone like, for me, I started as I did not want anything to do with talking about the products, nothing. I didn't even want anybody to know what I was doing because I was skeptical. And, you somehow when you're skeptical, you kind of feel shamed, like you're doing something wrong, or you're doing something that people are going to make fun of, which is so ridiculous now to think about how I was. I was telling Nina when we first started the call that it took me 3 hours to write my first post, and it was 2 sentences, not even kidding. And what I did was I wrote it, I sent it, I shut my computer down, and I will tell you that I woke up the next day and I'm like, oh my gosh, this could not be worse. I had my brother making fun of me. I had somebody tell me I got hacked. I had somebody call it me a scam, like all of these things. And I will tell you guys this because you might put yourself out there. And when you put yourself out there and you're vulnerable, the worst thing possible is people like backfiring on you and being like, oh my gosh, it's stupid. Like you're falling for one of those traps or scams or pyramid schemes. But I will tell you that will stop. No matter however many haters or people that are going to laugh or, think like, what are you doing? There is going to be that one person that's going to watch you and that is going to come to you, and you will see them cry and you will see them say thank you. And you will have an opportunity to make an impact and to change their life. So I will just say, and what I was saying originally about our team, if you're here for just the products to take them at wholesale pricing, I think that's amazing. You made such an awesome choice. If you're here to kind of dabble in to see where this could take you, I think that's amazing too. So there's zero pressure to do anything, but for those of you that are still trying to kind of figure this out, you are going to have people come up to you and ask you what you're doing, because that's the common thing. People take notice when you're happy. People take notice when you have energy. I remember Gina saying when she stalked my Facebook page, like, what in the world is this girl doing? Like, why is she so happy? And I was not always like that. Like, I was somebody who had shingles and had strep throat 6 times a year and was exhausted. And like, so this has definitely changed my life in more ways. And I'm really excited to kind of see what it's going to do for you guys and for you to develop your own story, because it's so much bigger than us. And when we're able to have the powerful effect to help other people, like, I know I'm not a doctor, but I know what it's done for me. And so I know that I'm positive at sharing my experience. And we have the tools out there available if somebody says, well, what is it? And I think that is the biggest thing for me that I was scared about, is that, well, I can't put myself out there because I don't know how to answer these questions. Well, that is why you guys are in the best hands with Gina and Sarah, because I mean, even though that they're starting out new, like, you want to lean on the person who got you started, and then maybe they lean on the person who got them started. So it's a trickle effect, because that's how we all learn. I mean, I'm still learning things 4 years in, and I love it very much, but don't be scared of the unknown of what you don't know, because you don't have to recreate the wheel. If somebody's asking you a question, we have the tools, and you can go right to your sponsor and say, okay, how do I answer this? And we will help you. And it's all about 3-way messaging and different things in a non-overwhelming way. So it's all about really baby stepping your way into this whole thing, because it's okay to not know the answer of a question. We have all the ingredient lists. We have everything at our fingertips. It's just a matter of learning where to find them. So really quickly, I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know these girls have a lot to share with you, but I just wanted to kind of explain the Pink Freedom team on our Facebook page, Pink Freedom. That's our big team page. That is a page where you can go. That's our entire team. That's a page you can go to ask questions. We have a files tab. I'm working on something that's going to be really a one-stop shop called Units, to where you can go and click on things and learn, but it's very interactive. We do posts of the day on there in case you need some inspiration to use some posts. If you don't know what to post maybe that day, there's a search bar tool. You can type any word to any ailment, product. You can even type post of the day, and it's going to pull all the posts of the days that I've done over the last 3.5 years. So use that as a tool for learning. So that's the Pink Freedom page. Now, those of you that are interested in the business side of this, into sharing the products, we have a separate page. It's called Pink Freedom Plexi Leaders. Now, we might do some changes in the future and merge those two together so it's not confusing, but you might see that you're a part of Pink Freedom and Pink Freedom Plexi Leaders. And I just wanted to let you know the difference. The Leaders page is really there to support you, to show you and guide you on how to share about the business. The Pink Freedom page is there simply as a staple tool and an item for you guys. As wholesale ambassadors, you guys all have your own back office. I know that some of you guys are on that you're calling in, so you're not going to be able to see this, but because we're recording it, you might be able to go back through and watch it. I'm going to try to share my screen really quickly because I just want to show you just a couple of things that are really important for you to know. When you have your own back office, this is kind of your own area where you can order your own products at wholesale pricing. This is not the same thing as your website. So like if you have a friend or a family member ask you, hey, hi Jason. Can I
about that?
Can I make a purchase or something? You have your own personal website that you got with that $34.95 joining fee. So that your website, if you don't know what your website is, I'll show you when I show my back office on how to find that. But in your back office is just your tool of training. It's and I'm going to try to share my screen right here. I hope that this is successful. Hold on. So just to get to your back office, let me know when can you guys see that?
Yep.
Just to get to your back office, it's going to be myaccount.plexusworldwide.com. So myaccount.plexusworldwide.com. Your user ID is going to be your email address. Can't talk and type. So, and then, whatever your password. And if you guys haven't visited this yet, this is just a really great tool for you guys to visit. You're going to see when you first log in, if you want to know what your website is, you're going to see right here, it says My Site. If you click on that, it's going to show you what your website is right there. Because sometimes, you know, when we're logging in and registering and signing up to join, we're all excited and we don't remember what we did for our website. So that's going to be what your website is in case you want to pass that along to anybody. Just a quick tip, if you ever are passing along your website to anyone, copy and paste it the way that it is. If somebody's going to put www in front of this, it's not going to pull up. It's going to be an error. So they always want to do exactly what it says right here. I want to talk to you really quickly about your subscription. So when you first started, you had the choice to set up a subscription or not. Now, don't let the word subscription scare you. I know sometimes we have those things that we sign up for, and a subscription means like we're not going to ever be able to stop it or have control. You have complete control over your subscription with Plexus. I always encourage you to set up a subscription because I want you to think about it like this. This is a tool, right? So you're going to want to take your products to help them work with you while you work with them. If you skip a day, if you're not consistent with your products, it's going to be really hard for them to do their job. Setting up a subscription is just going to be an easy way for you to manage and to say you're never going to miss a day. Because trust me, I have learned my lesson. When you start feeling good, you start forgetting how bad you felt not being on the products. And when you miss a day, you will I've had so many people, like we do like mailbox drug drop-offs. Like, can you bring me 5 ProBio 5s? You know, I'll drive across town, drop it off in somebody's mailbox because they are feeling the effects of not having the products. We don't want that to happen to you. So you have complete control over your subscription. You can pause, cancel, edit, change anytime you want. So if you click on your subscription, you can, you're always going to see a subscription sitting there for $34.95. That's just your annual setup. And you can see that like mine's expiring next January. So it's just a year from when you signed up. But you have the power to set up a subscription, all of your products. And if you ever want to view or edit, you know, you can click on to see what you have it set up as. You can change the date. You can change your payment, shipping information. If you do not have a subscription set up right there, it's going to be blank. And I'll show you how to set up your subscription really quickly. This is just an area, whether you're setting up a subscription or not, or if you just want to try. This is an area where this is where you go shopping. So you're going to shop in your own back office, and all of the products here are wholesale pricing for you particularly, okay? And everything on this page is clickable. And if you guys can become familiar, I don't want to take up too much time, but this is where all of these things are clickable. And if you're going to click on Slim, you have the option right here to hit subscribe or deliver one time only. If you hit the subscribe, it's going to go up and you'll be able to set that through. So it'll just kind of walk you through the process. I wanted to point out one other thing here. If you click on Virtual Office, and this is what I know Gina and Sarah are going to touch base on this, but Virtual Office, and Gina, if you're talking about Rank Up Roadmap, I can keep this up on my screen if you want me to kind of click through and go through it. But you guys, the Virtual Office is going to be an area. The My Dashboard is kind of like your home page. It's going to display everything. And the Training Center is really going to be an area, Gina's going to talk about this. This is going to be an area with you being brand new. This is going to want to be where you're going to spend a lot of your time. So I'll just kind of touch base really quick. I'm going to say one more thing and then I'll let Gina take it from there. You guys will see this button right here called Sharing Plexus. This is something that we don't talk about a lot. If somebody does ask you, or if you're interested in learning more, or you want to have a database of product videos, brochures, anything to save, anything of that sort, you can share something from this tool called Shareables. And what it does is you can pick if you want to share it as a PDF, if you want to share it through Facebook, through email, through whatever. However it's sent over, it's going to be a link. It's going to send it to the person, however you choose, email, messenger, anything. And they're going to click on that, and it's going to revert them to your website in the area that you want to see. So like, for example, I'm just going to show this real quick and then I'll let Gina take it over. If you wanted to share this Plexus product catalog, is that new, Gina? That's what we were.
I haven't seen that before.
So if you wanted to share the product catalog with someone, and let's say you wanted to share it through let's just do Facebook. You can see these little icons. Here's Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, email. I'm not confident.
Like a link,
Okay.
if you click on that, it'll copy and paste the link for you.
Gotcha. So I just clicked on Facebook. So you can share. So here's what it's going to share. I can share it on my timeline. I can share it in a group. So that's just kind of and these are broken up into different, like you can share all the products. And these are broken up. And this is something that I would encourage you guys to play around in. But this is just kind of a big overview, a really quick overview, a snapshot on your virtual office. I did want to say one more thing, and then Gina, I'll let you take it from here. I know I keep saying that. Hold on. Let's see. Let me move this. There we go. Okay. You can always get back to my account page. I want to make sure you guys, as ambassadors, if you're ordering anything over 100 PV, Plexus is paying us to take our own products, which is pretty cool. If you order something, if you have people order anything through your replicated website, you're going to earn money. We want to make sure that Plexus has something called the Plexus Wallet, and I want to make sure that you guys are all set up on this. If you click on payment, you guys will see if you have the wallet set up already, it's going to show up in here. If not, I'm going to include the link on our group messaging. It's called Paylution. It's just a quick, and there's a Paylution tutorial. It's a quick YouTube. Make sure you follow this and get this set up, because we want to make sure that whatever commission you're earning, whether it's on your own product orders or through people visiting your replicated website, we want to make sure money is going to be sitting in that area. So that way you can have that access. Now that Plexus wallet, the commission that you earn, you have the option to have that transferred to your bank account. You have the option to order, have Plexus send you a kind of a debit card with the money on there. And you also have the option to use that toward future product orders. So I will go back to the Rank Up Roadmap area, Gina, and I will let you take it from there. I'm sorry I talked a little bit too long.
That's okay. I'm just going to touch on the Rank Up Roadmap really quick. So in the virtual office, Nicole will click on Training Center and then the link that says Rank Up Roadmap. And what this is so you can see the different levels that you could be within the Plexus program. And so the first level that everybody is striving for is silver. And what silver means is that you have 3 personally sponsored ambassadors that have at least 100 PV. And if you achieve that, then that would qualify you to be silver. But what you'll find inside each of these little modules, I guess, is different training, different resources to help you as you're thinking about different ways to grow your business. And so this Me+3, this is really a good template or a good roadmap to help you think about how to go from just your first ever Plexus sharing event where you put something out on social media to identifying who are those folks who are going to be your personally sponsored ambassadors. And so there's different resources within this tool, within the Rank Up Roadmap, different things within Silver. And so I really encourage you to think about, how much time do you feel like you can legitimately commit to this? For me, it's literally 30 minutes a day. Because I have a regular job, I've got kids, I just have a lot of stuff going on. And so best I can do is about 30 minutes a day. But I try to spend my 30 minutes the most productively that I can and most effectively that I can. And so even if it's just 30 minutes that you can spend, I would really encourage you to go through these tools and resources within the Rank Up Roadmap and pull out the different documents that will help you as you're on the journey to grow your business. You can click around in there if you have other questions and look at all the different sections that are in there and the different levels. If you have questions, you can certainly reach out to Sarah and I on that. But I want to turn it over to Sarah so she can share a couple of things on posting and on social media, because that's sort of where most of us are at right now is trying to figure out what's the right way to post. And Sarah has some great tips for that.
Good job. Boggs.
Thanks, Sarah.
When Nicole probably doesn't even know I call you Boggs. Anyway. People are probably like, what? Anyway, I just wanted to say real quickly, I know that at least this is how I always feel. I know that this can be overwhelming. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. There's so much to learn. I'm supposed to be posting. I'm supposed to be watching training videos. I get it. It's overwhelming. And like, for me, when I get overwhelmed like that, it's paralyzing. So part of the reason, actually the main reason behind us doing this call for you guys, is so that we can give you all of the information that you need. But I don't want you, at least with this, you have a little bit of direction. I don't want you to feel so overwhelmed that you're paralyzed and you don't know what to do. So I will just reiterate that Gina and Nicole and I mean, like, we have our phones with us as much as we can during the day. If you have, the three of us are constantly all day long. I'm like, how do I answer this? Or this has never happened to me before. What do I say? Like, all day long, the three of us, just back and forth. So please reach out to us with anything that you have, and we will of course do our best that we can. So, but I just wanted to talk to you guys real quick about the social media aspect of this. Not that I'm an expert on it or anything, but I have watched some training videos on it. And I not long ago, I watched a video, and someone said something that to me was like, oh, like, okay, I get it. So the first thing that I would say is that you have to be you. You can beg, borrow, and steal from someone else's posts all day long, but people see through that. You have to be you. You have to just be raw if you have to. If that's you, if that's your personality, whatever it is, you have to be you. And people, especially because, you know, these are your Facebook friends and your Twitter friends or whatever, they already know you. So so be real. And part of being real is or part of making that connection, I guess, you know, you want to connect with people want to hear what you have to say, believe it or not. I know it feels like there's a lot of self-doubt there, at least for me anyway. There's a lot of self-doubt, like, people probably don't want to hear what I have to say, but I am constantly surprised. Today, as a matter of fact, someone who I am friends with from high school, she lives in Alabama. I haven't talked to her in person. I looked at our chats, our Facebook chats. We haven't chatted since 2012. She just out of the blue reached out to me today and said that she wants to order the triplex. All of that to say, people are watching, people are listening, so just be you, and being you is what resonates with people. So Nicole tells me, at least when I was getting ready to start, all the time, you have to put selfies up, like, you have to. And like, hello, not me, not a selfie girl, not a selfie girl. And I mean, be creative with your selfies, but people want to see you. People, you can, it's okay to post like product pictures and stuff every once in a while, but you do need to step out of your comfort zone and post a picture of yourself cover your face with the pink drink. I do that, you know, do whatever you got to do, but get your face out there if you can. And another big thing is going live. I still hate it. I don't like to do it, but if you can work up the nerve to do it, and I mean, that's as real as you can get, right? Because you're live. And like, Gina was live the other day, and Frankie was acting like a clown in the background. Nicole was live a few minutes ago, and her dog was literally eating her foot off. Like, you that's real. People, you know what I mean? Like, that resonates with people. So if you can work up the nerve eventually to do it, and reach out to Nicole or Gina or myself ahead of time, and we will try and cheer you on as best as we can. But like, that's the kind of stuff that people are going to hear and see. So anyway, the biggest thing that I heard someone say the other day, whenever I was watching a training video, just on, I think actually it was on posting on Instagram, but this totally works for Facebook too. She said, what are the top 3 things, or like top 3 takeaways that you want your people in your little universe, your little social media universe? What are the top 3 takeaways that you want people to have about you? So for me, that is, I want people to, from reading my posts and everything, I want people to know that I'm a mom and a wife, and that I have major love for Jesus, and that I'm funny. So think about your 3 things. What are your 3 things? And if you can get that down, it's super easy. Try and post 3 things like that a day. Try and post something about being a mom, something about your faith, something about that's funny that happened or whatever. And if you can incorporate Plexus into that in any way, go for it. So along those lines, I would also say that, or as Nicole would like to say, if you're posting about Plexus stuff, it's always good not to just like it. It's hard not to make your posts really long sometimes. Like, I'm totally guilty of that. So if you want to leave a little bit of mystery in your post, that's good, because that's what keeps people asking and engaging with you. And it just gives you more chances to answer someone's questions, which makes everything more personal. So if you want to leave, if you don't want to say the word Plexus, we actually, when you start watching training videos, they kind of tell you all the time not to say the word Plexus, to use words like mom fuel and pink drink, or, and I don't even know.
Beauty beverage is a good one. I've heard beauty beverage.
Beauty beverage?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard that. So anyway, you can stay away from using the word Plexus if you want. From my personal story, and I don't know if you guys saw my post that I put up today, but like I totally used to make fun of people that talked about Plexus all the time. So, I see you laughing. I did. It's the truth anyway. So yeah, stay away from that. So along the same lines, I don't know, Nicole has posted on our big team page about IPAs, and that stands for income producing activities. So I will post a link in our conversation. I think I can do that anyway. A link to the like printable IPAs, right, Nicole?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll drop that in this conversation. But in our back office, there is, side note, the really cool thing about this business is they literally give you everything that you need. Like, you don't have to go looking for anything yourself. They tell you exactly how to work this business if you want to work the business side of it. So one of the things that they give you is this IPA sheet right here. Is that upside? No, it's just written all over because it's an old one that I use. But it has daily things that you can do. Gina, were you going to talk more about the IPAs? No? Oh, you're
No, I wasn't going to.
okay. So I have no idea what time it is. Are we like?
We're only 7 minutes over, so we're good.
Yeah, that's good for us. Okay, so real quick, it's got things for you to do on here daily to help you build your business. And down at the bottom, or somewhere, down at the bottom, it talks about your daily Facebook post. And theirs is slightly different than what I said when I said find your top 3 things that you want people to take away and post those 3 ways. The way that they say that Plexus says to do it is a Plexus post, a personal life post, and a motivational or engaging post, which is kind of along the same lines, but that's just another good way to keep you accountable for posting daily and not just overrunning your Facebook feed with Plexus posts, because everyone totally gets annoyed by. But the other cool thing about these IPA sheets are, I was the one that was going to talk about IPAs. It's late. I'm tired. Right? It's in my notes right here. Jeez. Gina kind of touched on this earlier. It's very important to decide not only what your why is, but which we haven't talked a whole lot about that, but how much time you think you have a day. Like, do you have 10 minutes? Do you have 30 minutes? Do you have 20-minute blocks at 2 different times or whatever? Whatever it is that works for you is fine. Just when you do have that time, what is super helpful for you to be intentional with that time is to use these IPA sheets. They tell you exactly what to do daily. And I'll be honest, I have 30 minutes that I set aside in the morning, and then if I can grab a couple of minutes here during a nap time or whatever, I will. It's so easy to just pick this IPA sheet up and see what I have checked off and what I have checked off. And sometimes my Monday sheet becomes my Wednesday sheet, or parts of my Monday sheet become, part of my Wednesday sheet because I don't get something done or whatever. But it's just a really, really great way to keep you accountable for and organized and not overwhelmed. Like, this was huge for me to not feel overwhelmed. It helped me to get, organized. So the last thing that I wanted to say about IPAs is, and Plexus, if you're intentional about wanting to build your business, which kind of everything that I've been talking about has been about that, it's very important for you to be consistent with your IPAs, which everyone knows you're going to have a sick day or just a day when you're out running around with your kids or whatever. And sometimes, you can't devote everything, but if you can mostly stick to your schedule and be consistent with your IPAs, it's very helpful in building your business. And be consistent with your products. Nicole talked about that too. I don't need to harp on that. Like, you get it. Be consistent with your products too. The other thing that I guess I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about was your why. Gina, were you going to talk anything about developing your why, or Nicole?
I could share a little, or maybe we could see if there's any questions since we're a little bit over.
Let me unmute everyone. Okay. I was gonna tell you guys, when you are developing your why, whoops. Hold on. Can you hear that?
Here you go.
Okay. It was hard for me first to make a vision board, because my why was all over the place. I'm like, I don't want just the word cholesterol to be on my board. I have so much more and so many more things. So I think when you're developing your why, I think it's kind of twofold. Like, if your why about sharing the opportunity becomes something I want you to take, if this business, if you say okay, I want to take this to the top, I want to run with this, or if you're like, I don't know, I want to see where this goes, I want you to think about a dollar amount in your mind of what would change your family or your personal life. I want you to think of a number of what you would be like, oh my gosh, I can sleep tonight. Because they say a lot of us go to bed at night, worrying more about anything than how we're going to pay the bills the next month. So I want you to kind of take that in and process that through and think about it, a realistic number, like what could change it for you. Then I want you to dig deeper and think about, okay, what would that bring me? Would that be able to take care of all the car payments, Sarah? Would that be able to, we have one beautiful girl on our team, Sarah, and that was her goal, was to buy hearing aids for her daughter. That was her why, and she wanted to be able to do that, and she hit that, and she was so excited, and then really wanted to see where else then she could go. So if your why is starting out really small, and then if your why is about health, I just want you to dig really deep. We have another sweet Annette who you'll get to know. You'll love her. Her why was because I wanted to dig her deep, and she's like, I want to feel good. And I said, okay, what does that mean for you? Why do you want to feel good? And it got to the point where she was in tears and she was saying, I want to be around for my grandkids. And so I'm talking about, when I'm saying dig deep, it can be scary and it can be uncomfortable and it can be all these things. But find what that is, and we could schedule another call where we can jump on and share what that is. Because I think once you get that out in the open and become accountable for it and share it with other people, then it becomes even more real. So I challenge you to find what that is, dig deep, and we can all, share it with each other sometime.
Mine has already changed from when we first started.
What'd you say, Sarah?
Mine has already changed from when I first started.
Has it?
Yeah. It's only been a couple of months, but yeah. It has. It's crazy how it just, I don't know. It just changes. It just evolves over time. So yeah. So does anyone have questions? Now would be your chance.
Hey, it's Nina.
Hi, Nina.
Hey, I had a question on, Lauren, I was on the website on my back office. I couldn't tell when our month starts. I know it tracks everything for 30 days. So is it 30 days from when you sign up, or is it 30 days from the first of the month?
It's so you mean when your products come? Is that what
what it counts, your, what's it called, PVCs or?
Oh, got it. Your PV. Yeah. PV stands for personal volume. So it's going to, everything stops. So everybody's at the same start line, the very first of the month. And then you go through the whole, and then the very last day of the month, I think it's 10:59 or 11 o'clock Central Time is where it starts back over to 0. So
Yes, that's the
day of the month is when it starts back over. And then for those for commission, when you start commission, we get paid on the 15th of the next month. So for what you do in October, you'll get paid November 15th.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And also when you get paid, it goes into your Plexus wallet, but it will just sit there until you tell Plexus what you want to do with it. So it's on the 15th, it's automatically show up in your bank account. You have to go in and you have to manually, that's what I do. I move mine over to but everyone does different things. So yeah, it will just sit there until you do something with it.
Okay, cool.
I was going to touch on really quickly, just going off of what Sarah was saying from the social media aspect. I want to make sure for you guys, especially with the way the algorithm is set up on Facebook, I don't want you to think that even posting once a day is too much, because the algorithm, the way that it is, people are only going to see certain posts of yours in their newsfeed. I think a post, in order for it to show up, has to have 5 likes and 3 comments. Apparently that's the algorithm for Facebook. So even if you're posting and you're like, oh my gosh, I just posted yesterday, I can't post today, there's a lot of people not seeing what you put out there. So that's why a lot of times we'll even go to our own, the team page and say hey, I just put something out there. Can you go and show the love so that people start seeing it? Don't be discouraged if your only likes are from your mom and your husband. That's sometimes, and because people, what Sarah said, are watching. And if you don't feel you have a powerful story to share right now, steal somebody else's. Steal Sarah, steal Gina, steal mine. And when I say steal, I mean just tag us. When you tag someone, you're sharing a story about someone and you tag them, it makes it so much more reputable, because people are oh, that's a real person. They know that person. And then when you are sharing, make sure you don't click on share. Because what happens is when you share something like a testimonial, let's say you saw something on Sarah's page, you click share. It's going to show that it was from Sarah, and then it's just going to show up on your page. What I would recommend for you to do is to copy and paste the words and save the picture, and then go to your page and create a new post, paste those words, and upload the picture. And that looks like it's more authentic coming from an area, rather than just clicking the share button. And then I wanted to let you guys know, in addition to the link that Sarah's going to send, the IPA sheet, I'm going to send that Paylution video in our message thread. I'm going to send a couple of examples of people who have been super inspiring for me that I visit their page every single day. I'm going to send you a couple of names for you guys to start following them as well. One in particular, this girl started, I think, a little less than a year ago, and she's already Emerald. And she is the most humble, so excited, and just kind of found her way through social media. She's a really good person to follow through social media. And then I'm also, the last thing I'm going to attach in the thread is Jen Hawkins you'll hear her name a lot as you go through on your journey. She is the company's second double diamond, which means that she hit the top, she cloned herself, she can re-enter and then hit the top. So that's only happened one other time, and it happened to her best friend that she signed, which is absolutely unheard of. But we have her, like, her full support. She is actually a friend of mine that used to work with me in St. Louis. She is my sponsor. I didn't understand how big she was and like how much knowledge she had, and I saw her training 12,000 people on a stage at convention. But with her, she developed this new ambassador training series. And I think if you guys want to start somewhere in addition to the Rank Up roadmap that Gina talked about, there's 7 videos that she did, and it touches base on everything that's really great that you need to know right when you start out. So I attach those links in that message thread for you. And as you have time, as you're driving, folding laundry, like anything, whatever it is that you're doing, put some headphones in and just listen and let it soak in. It's definitely something to take in at your own time frame, but it's really good tools to have at your fingertips. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. We do a team call every Sunday night around 8:30. And so we always welcome, we use Zoom. We use these Zoom details. So anytime you guys are on Sunday evenings, we would love to have you.
Anybody else?
So it's Megan. Hi.
Hi, Megan.
Hi. So you said commission, whatever we have, if we don't, so Sarah, you said you do it to your bank account. Is that what most people do? Or
I don't know what most people do, but
okay.
I know that you can, sorry, Nicole, I know you want to say something. I do know that you can, like, say there's $200 in there. You don't have to send all 200 of it to your account. If you don't want, you could send $100 and leave $100 in your Plexus account. And then when your next month rolls around, now correct me if I'm wrong, you can't use that money on subscriptions, right, Nicole? You can only use it on separate orders outside of your subscription.
Correct. So like I hold back a certain amount every month for my product orders. And yes, like what Sarah said, if you're going to use the money that you hold back toward future product orders, you have to manually go in and order those products. And then there's an option at the payments part where you can say use Plexus dollars. That money you have in there will not, your subscription, if you have that set up, it's going to process and not use those funds.
Oh, I see.
Manually do it.
Okay.
That's what I do. I leave a chunk in there, and then I order extra things, like sometimes my 7-day trial packs that I give away, or 3-day trial packs, or samples for friends and stuff. I'll leave money in there to use for that, or I'll add on a bottle of ProBio 5 or whatever for myself,
Okay.
and leave. But then the rest I will send to my bank account. Yeah.
Okay. And there's a way to set it up to put it into your Plexus wallet.
Yeah, that's that video Nicole's talking about.
Okay.
That page. Yep. It's easy. Once you get on and you get it started, it walks you through the whole process. So.
Okay. Okay.
I did want to let you guys know, so every month our team we've been doing this for over a year, and it's just been a great way, a non-committal way, if you have friends or family or even people who might want to know what you're doing. We have a 7-day trial group, and you can order trial packs from your own back office and get them sent to you. If you wanted to, you can charge you can give them away for free if you want to, but if you want to, cover the cost of what you're spending on them. I usually, if people are interested, I'll have trial packs on hand and I'll say, it's $25, and they give me a check, but they can also order that from your website if they wanted to. But these 7-day trial groups are a really great way, especially for you guys that are just starting out, to really just start telling people about it. Like I even add people, sometimes I'll give people a sample of the pink drink. I love samples. Samples go a long way. They're an investment, but it's such a great way to put something in somebody's hand. So even if I hand somebody a sample and they don't, they still are kind of like, I say, hey, we're having a challenge group coming up. I'd love to add you so you can learn more. Like, I don't want you to think these challenge groups are only specifically for people that have purchased it. Now, that's kind of the area that we've been doing, but it's also a great way to bring somebody in so that they can learn a little bit more if you're interested in doing that. But these challenge groups it's so easy because it's just you bringing them in the group, and then we pour into them and educate them and give away free products and all of these things. So it's just a great way. Once you get them there, they just sit back and learn. So ours is coming up October the 22nd. So Monday. If you guys are not a part of this group, get with Sarah and Gina, and we'll make sure we get you guys added, especially just so you guys can learn. And if you have anyone that have asked you about it or commented or you've given a sample to anything, feel free to add them to this group as well, and they can just learn along. But we do these every single week. Change the trajectory growth of our team. Like, so many people are so excited about it because they can just dip their toe in to see if it's something that they are interested in. And we'll have another one after it, October and November. So they just kind of keep going and keep cycling through.
Are we doing one in December?
What?
Are we doing one in December?
Oh, yeah. Never miss a month. Yep.
Round questions?
Everyone wants to go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And by everyone, I mean me.
And me. Thank you, ladies.
Well, thanks for getting on,
Thank
guys.
you.
Yeah, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions. Like Sarah said, I mean, we're available all during the day. I don't know how we manage to get our other stuff done during the day because I'm always like going to a meeting with an additional thought on sharing on my phone. So, if you have questions, let us know.
Watch that link on I think it was on the Pink Freedom Plexi Leaders page that Nicole posted of that. There's like a 3-minute video.
I put that in the thread with everyone.
Put that in our thread here.
Mhm.
Watch that about the why, about finding your. It's so good, and it's like 3 minutes long.
Mhm.
Watch it. Good.
Good deal. Guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys. Thank
Bye.
you. I'll upload the recording to this, and I'll put it in the message thread.
Cool. Good
Thanks.
night.
Night. Thank you.
Ooh.